Hello, welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. Today I want to talk to you about making decisions from a place of being safe or making decisions that are actually true to who you are. So I call these the protection the protection decisions or the authentic decisions. So the protection decisions are going to look like not wanting to hurt other people's feelings, or keep making your decisions with how other people are going to react in mind. You're going to avoid conflict, and another big one is trying to avoid failure. So, what does these safety or these protection decisions sound like? It's like, okay, well, what if I make the wrong decision? That's usually a clear sign that you have a fear of failing. Is even not allowing yourself to move forward because you're afraid of making the wrong choice. Um, Another thing you could be thinking is, well, what are other people going to think? How are they going to feel if I make this decision? And the truth of it is it's unless it or affects the other person directly, it's really none of their business. So it's essentially these safety based decisions that are protecting you. They're not necessarily bad. They have helped you to navigate a very difficult time in your life. So they're not necessarily bad, but the problem is when this need for safety becomes the very thing that controls every choice that you make. When you are constantly only making decisions based on feeling safe, that's when it becomes an issue, because the more you do this, the more you're disconnecting from that authentic part of you and what it is that you truly want. This is where a lot of people will wake up one day and be like, I don't even know who I am or what I want anymore. It's because they have stopped making these authentic decisions and instead have been making these protection or safety decisions. So the authentic decisions essentially are going to they're going to make you feel uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to making them. You're going to be asking yourself the question, like, does this feel right for me? That is a big one. I ask myself all the time before I make a big decision, is this what's right for me? Is this what I need? Um, Another big good question to ask yourself is, am I ready to deal with the discomfort that may come from making this decision? Because there may be a backlash from the people in your world that think you're making the wrong choice. So this may be uncomfortable. If there's like three people against you, and you think that you're the only one basically standing on this hill trying to tell yourself that, yes, I made the right choice. This is the decision that I made for myself, and I stand confident in that. Even though the rest of the people in your life could be against you, that is the true sign of an authentic decision. But it also comes with that discomfort of feeling like everybody else around you is against you. And the next question is, it's a very simple question: is this what I actually want? Is this what I want? If no one else's opinions, if no one else's shares their opinion with me, what would I choose? That is such a powerful question to ask yourself before making these kinds of decisions. So let's say, for an example, I'm going to give you this example that, let's say there's two people that want to quit the job. They work at the exact same job. They both want to quit, and one person is like, oh, well, I should stay. What if I don't find something else? The pay is good, the benefit's good, it puts food on my table. And although all of those things are very true, um, this is this is still a decision being made based on safety and protection, where the authentic decision the person that's making the authentic decision may just look at it from the perspective of, this job, this career is no longer serving me. I feel like I've grown as much as I possibly could in this position, and it's time for me to move on, and decides to actually move on. It doesn't mean that one person is, has fear and the other person doesn't. Both people, I mean, leaving a job is a big life choice. And so the fear is going to be there for both of them. The difference is in making the decision of whether or not you're going to succumb to the fear, or if you're going to listen to the authentic self, the true self, and do what it is that you know you need to do. That is the only difference. Fear is going to be there in every situation for both people. So if you are looking at making a decision, like a big life decision, like a job, for an example, you want to ask yourself the question: am I choosing this because I want it, or am I choosing this because I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't? This is a When you're facing those big life decisions, this is such a powerful question to ask yourself. Or am I protecting myself from discomfort, or moving towards something that's meaningful? Because the truth of it is, if you are just trying to keep yourself comfortable, a lot of the times you're just repeating the same cycles, the same patterns. So you're not necessarily moving towards something that's meaningful. So many people spend their lives making these decisions based on who they had to become to feel safe. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with you if you realize that, hey, I'm making a lot of decisions based on wanting to feel safe and being protected. But your life will completely change and transform the moment you start making decisions based on who you truly are, making those authentic decisions. So, I mean, safety did help you to survive at some point in your life, but authenticity, excuse me, will help you to create the life that's actually yours, and a life that you are passionate about, and you wake up every day being wanting to live this life that you're creating. That in the end is the difference between, making the decision of, do I want to live a life where I'm safe and protected, or do I want to live a life that is really true to who I am and allowing me to stay connected to the authentic version of who I am. I hope this helps, and I'll see you back here next time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.